So I got this shirt. I can't remember if I wore this one or I have 2 Derry shirts. Okay, I have 2 Derry shirts but I don't know if my sister got. I think my sister got me this one. Yeah, I forget if it says like visit beautiful Derry.
I love
And
it
then of
so
course
much.
we got our losers.
And you'll float too. Oh my god, it's so good. It's
Thank
so
you.
good. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, and on the bottom it says you'll float too. So it has always like, it's one of like the fun facts about me that no one really ever gets, because I'm like, my biggest fear is clowns. And then they see me wearing this, or they see me with like my lover sign, and they're like, but you like it. And I'm like, oh, I love it.
Yeah.
My favorite of all horror movies. I love it. But there's like where my brain separates the two, because clowns are still my biggest fear. I pass a clown on the street, goodbye.
Yeah,
I'm down the other way.
I remember we went to Salem, and that was the one guy that was in the parking deck was fucking clown.
I was having a
He was coming for you.
I was gonna have a freak out. He was scary looking. But yeah, and everyone's like, but what about like, what do you mean? Bill Skarsgård's like, the new It is so scary. And I'm like, he's just a monster.
Yeah.
Is a monster that poses as a clown.
Right.
Much different.
Yeah.
You will never catch me watching the miniseries from like the 90s with Tim Curry.
Oh, I didn't know
Never.
they did a miniseries.
Yes, so that's the original, based off the book, of course. Like the original is the book by Stephen King. But then in like 1990 or something like that, there was a TV series, like a miniseries that was released, I think in like 2 parts maybe, or 3 parts. But it stars Tim Curry as Pennywise. And so that's like the OG that everyone relates Pennywise to. Honestly, up until this point, because Bill Skarsgård's just completely blowing him out of the water.
Yeah.
But it's like they're also 2 very different kind of Pennywises. So like when I watched the original from the 90s, Tim Curry's Pennywise to me is very much John Wayne Gacy. He is a man dressed as a clown coming after children, whereas Bill Skarsgård is a monster dressed as a clown coming after children because he feeds off fear.
Yeah,
so it's like
Bill has definitely captured the whole entity versus
exactly.
Like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, even going off the makeup effects and the performance, the way Tim Curry plays Pennywise is so chilling in its own way to me, because it is so like, haha, I'm just a guy in a clown costume. I'm going to come get you. And I'm like, please. Oh my God.
That is interesting how they did develop just like their own personas for one,
very different vibes. And yeah, so hi everyone. Welcome to Blood, Books, and Binge-Watching. Listen, we can't begin this episode without first telling you we are about to go into spoilers. Forget about the movie that we're here to talk about, Gremlins. Forget about that for now.
Yep.
We're talking about Welcome to Derry. Okay?
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it up through episode 7, well, actually, at this point, episode 7, when this comes out, the finale will already have been out, but we haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
All right. So, spoilers. If you haven't watched it, skip ahead. I don't know to what minute yet. But, this show is so fucking good. I'm so happy for us.
I am
horror
too.
Fans in this day and age. Like, oh my God, what an era for horror. And the way that HBO Max has delved more into the lore of it with Welcome to Derry, as someone who has not read the books and only has seen the movies, like, I am enthralled with this show. It's got me hook, line, sinker. Like, from that first episode with that opening, I was like, oh, we're here to do some crazy shit. Okay.
And they have, but the thing with Welcome to Derry, they have not let up the brakes. And the fact that each episode is not only incredible for so many different reasons, it just continues to stack. Like, it has not, I have not felt at all like, this kind of flopped about any episode. I have been locked in the entire fucking time.
Yeah, and I will always enjoy it more. I mean, and obviously, given the timing of this coming out alongside Stranger Things, it's a very interesting comparison, both in just like the projects themselves, but also then like comparing them with the weekly schedule release versus the binge release. And this is why I will always, always, always be a fan of weekly releases.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
There's a place for bingeable series, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do that, you're dropping the entire thing at once. Do not do this breaking it up into 3 different parts, releasing it on Christmas Day. Duffer Brothers, come on. Like, Netflix, are you kidding me? So, and don't get me wrong, it's going to be great to rot on the 26th and just be on the couch with my husband and my sister and just watch through those episodes on the 26th, for sure. But, like, it just feels so much more mature.
Yeah.
They aren't afraid to hurt their characters or kill off their characters.
Oh my God. I can't.
And man, like, listen, okay, so we had the first episode where we thought we were getting the Losers Club, like, of that era. And then 90% of them are wiped off the map by Pennywise. And we're like, what's going to happen now? Where is this going? And then now here we are, and we have this new Losers Club. We've gotten to know these characters, and we get to the Black Spot. And for anyone that's even seen just the movies, you know that the Black Spot is one of the big traumatic events in Derry's history where it is a club that burned down. And I don't know if we got much more context than that within the movies. Obviously, I know that they for sure go into detail in the book, but we get to see what happened at the Black in episode 7 of Welcome to Derry. And before we get into like the big emotional beat that I know for sure got both of us, I don't want to skip over like a lot of the discussion on TikTok, rightfully so, is surrounding the character death from episode 7 and how sensationalized that's getting versus what happened in the episode or the first half of that episode. So the first half of the Black Spot episode, we see what happened at the Black Spot. And over the course of the season so far, we have seen that the Black Spot is a renovated shed, essentially, that a group of Black military men who did not have really a place to gather on base. So they found this place off base that they were allowed to change into their own kind of hangout, a way to a place to decompress together as a community within themselves. And then, of course, who has to come and ruin that but white racists? Obviously, you've heard us talk plenty about Sinners. You know how Sinners ends. This is what if Sinners had ended the way that the KKK had intended all along in Sinners.
Yep.
So I cannot, the filming quality and the way that they did this in a one shot was incredible. It was scary, it was claustrophobic, it was panicked. But we are inside the Black Spot with the Black community who was having, so it's not only these military men at the Black Spot at this point. It's become bigger than that. It's become a communal place for Black people of Derry to come and party and hang out. And we had seen in the episode previous that along with the Black community, we had some of our Losers Club. We had, of course, now all of their names are escaping me. But we had Marge, we had Ronnie, Will, and Rich, who were all at the Black Spot partying, honestly. It was so cute in the last episode. Like, Rich is on the drums. He's having the night of his life. Like, they're all partying and dancing and, like, having a good old time. I think one of the men offers the two kids a drink. Like, they start drinking alcohol.
They ask for a Coke. They ask for a Coke. And he brings it over and they're like, this tastes funny. And he's like, they call it an Air Force Coke. And Marge is like, as she's sipping and she's like, I love Air Force Coke.
So it's funny, haha, but also you're like, those are 11-year-olds drinking alcohol. Oh, God.
Right.
It was the 60s. But yeah, so then opening the next episode, we're in there, and the white racists of the town, who also happen to be the police force, set fire to the Black Spot with the entire community inside, locked inside, but the Black community inside.
And they come in masked. They do this masked where they don't even have the balls to show their face.
Even though everyone knows who they are.
Right. But I'm just saying.
It's a small town, but still, it's the...
Yeah, doing the mask, like, how much more of a cowardice can you get? You know, so I just,
And there's a point where they have that standoff outside. Then they enter the place and they're looking for Hank Grogan, who is on the run from the police. But these guys have essentially, created a lynch mob to go after him. And he gives himself up, which it's like, what are you doing, Bo? What are you doing? So he gives himself up, but then all of the other people inside of the black spot are like, no, you're not going to go with them because they're going to string you up from a tree outside. Like, they're going to murder you. There is no, right to trial or something that's going to happen with this man, as there should be, but of course, given the circumstances, but yeah, then the racists decide to lock all of the people in there and set fire to it. But not only set fire to the black spot, they fire gunshots inside of it to just make sure,
as they're running out of the building, as they do.
I don't even think they were able to get out of the building.
There's a couple. I think there's it shows 2 or 3 characters that end up getting out of one of the windows, and they're just immediately shot down.
Oh, okay, I must not have missed that. Okay,
yeah, and that really, I mean, the emphasis that it really puts on just like the dehumanizing factor, and it.
Yeah.
Very, and like you already mentioned, the immersiveness of the filming of that entire scene where I felt myself like holding my breath at times and just feeling the heat from inside. Oh.
Yeah, because it was a mix of practical fire with CGI fire and the lighting and just the way that it was lit, where you could still see people and see what was happening, but it's still chaotic. It's still terrifying. And then as that's happening, as much of an atrocity as that is, Pennywise shows up, gives us one of like the greatest lines, honestly, though, of fucking history. When he goes after this poor woman who's just trying to survive, and he's like, "Oh, take my hand, I gotcha," and then he bites into her face and eats her. And then I think it's Dick and Ronnie or one of the kids. Dick is trying to get the kids and get them out.
It's Ronnie.
It is Ronnie. Okay. They lock eyes with Pennywise, who's devouring this woman. And he just looks up and he goes, "What? Do I have face on my face? Pennywise, please.
Not right now."
Oh my God. So, and it's like, that's what I love about this character is like, he's able to just say these zingers of lines in this dire, awful, traumatic, terrible moment. And still I'm able to just be like, I get a chuckle like, oh my God.
Right. I was like watching through tears and hyperventilating. I'm like, oh my God.
So yeah.
I wonder if that was actually in the script or if Bill did that on a whim.
Oh, it had to have been in the script. It had to have been.
I would be very interested to know if he did that on a whim.
Oh man, I would love to know that. Because yeah, what a line. And yeah, so Pennywise has now entered this. It's chaos and awfulness mixed with now Pennywise is here eating people. And it's like, oh, fuck. And then we get to the real tough. So Dick is able to find a door in the back, and he's able to get Ronnie and Will out of there, as well as Hank. And then we are focusing on Marge and Richie, who are also trying to get out. And Dick is trying to get back to them to get them out. But the fire is just spreading too much. He's not able to do it. And then you see Rich sees a box on the ground, a metal box, puts Marge inside and lays on top of it to keep her from escaping and make sure she survives. And he gives her life for her. And it is so heartbreaking because it's just so selfless.
It's so bad.
He we'd seen this coming. He was just too pure for this world. Essentially, Rich was just a too pure, kind boy. For the last couple of episodes, especially the previous one when him and Marge started kind of getting together and kind of forming that friendship and the bond and things, I'm like, oh no, this does not bode well for our boy Rich. Because also, I believe, I don't know if it was confirmed or not, but people started to assume that okay, listen, Stephen King uses the same character names in a lot of his projects. I'm reading The Dark Tower right now, as you know, and there's a main character named Eddie. He loves reusing these names. And so I was like, oh, he probably Richie. Yeah, same name, same product, same project though. So things started kind of coming out oh, I wonder if Richie Tozer is named after Rich. Why would he be named after Rich? Well, he's either his dad or he's gonna die sacrificing himself for Richie's mom. And that's why he's named Richie. And I'm pretty sure that's where that has now landed. That Rich gave his life to save Marge. So to honor him, she named his first child after him. I was a fucking mess because he's not scared. So Pennywise does not get him. He dies heroically. He is laying on top of there, and they tell each other they love each other, and he kisses the box because he was never able to kiss her, and like, oh my God. I was like laying in bed watching this on my phone next to my snoring husband, and I'm just like sitting in bed like and as he's just like sleeping peacefully.
I
I'm
watched
like,
it this
fuck.
morning. I watched it this morning. Yeah, and him saying, knights also protect fair maidens.
Oh God. Yeah. That hit me real hard. And so that's, of course the internet, rightfully so, took by storm on
Yeah.
edits and reactions and all of these things. Because that's a very emotional beat. We've known these characters for the last like 5 episodes. But it is worth pointing out that while that is sad and terrible and awful, you can't overlook that what happened at the Black Spot is equally as traumatic and awful.
Absolutely.
And has no doubt happened in real life, like multiple times in history. No doubt.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, like, I could not talk about that episode without making sure, like, that shit was hard to watch too. Like, and it is really great. I love being in the Welcome to Derry fandom because so much of my TikTok For You page is Black creators talking about this show and how they are kind of feeling watching these kinds of interactions where Derry is so heavily rooted in racism, and racism is constantly a part of Derry continuously, like racism, homophobia. We see it all.
Yep. And Charlotte, Charlotte
Mhm.
even says that line of, this town is the monster.
Yeah, Derry is the monster because it's just filled with terrible people. And whether or not that is like, that's raising the levels because Pennywise is there, who knows? But yeah, that whole episode was insanely well done. I also knew it was going to be a hitter because I always look at the credits when the credits are popping up while I'm shaking my ass to the theme song.
I know.
And it's on Spotify, in case you're wondering. I started listening to it all the time.
The one other point that I was going to bring to that is I do love how the parallels of community in the indigenous tribe that's there, as well as the community within the African American population in Derry. I think that it definitely portrays a reality that we as white women will not know, right?
Never.
We won't know it.
No, it's really infuriating. You were even messaging me this morning with your reactions to it because that latest episode ends with the fucking military led by the dumb white man.
Yes, dude.
So also they've been using the indigenous community who has been protecting these like pillars that keep Pennywise honed in on Derry, does not let him loose on the world. And they've been in charge of doing this for centuries. The indigenous community has been like, we're doing this
to protect everyone around them.
Yes. And then, of course, here comes the military led by the white man. And they're like, we're actually going to use you to take it from you. I'm not going to tell you that. And then also just the way that they use Dick Halloran, a black man, to infiltrate the mind of one of the indigenous men who was also in The Long Walk, A+. Great actor. And so that was insane. So yeah, just the way that the white community is pitting these other two minority communities against each other and then abusing them and taking from them what is not theirs. And then not only taking it, but choosing to melt it down.
What the fuck? They're like
thinking like, oh, we're going to use it because it feeds off fear. And the only way to control a society is with fear. So we're just going to let them loose on the world because what the fuck?
Because they want to use it as the superpower to protect the greatest country in the world. This show, like, I hope that it goes up for so many awards because there's so many layers in all of the themes that they really just they hit every single facet. And the more that, because this is definitely going to be a rewatch show for me, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
The more that you just like the intention behind everything and just feeling it in our actual reality, I'm like, this is my God.
Yeah. So Welcome to Terry's insane.
Yes.
In like the best way possible, but also like the most traumatic ways possible.
Yes.
I think I have to confirm this, but I feel like I heard that they might be getting like a second season or something. But the plan is that it will show. So I forget the word. I should have looked this term up that the indigenous community uses within Welcome to Derry to describe the event like the black spot. There's a specific name for it because at the end of each cycle of 27 years that Pennywise comes awake and murders people, it's always kind of end posted on this mass casualty event. So that's what the black spot was. Also worth pointing out, the black spot only happened because of a white woman. She sold him out.
This fucking bitch.
This fucking bitch Ingrid. I hope she stays in the deadlights forever.
I don't use that term lightly. I don't use that term lightly because I don't like using that term, especially in regards to other women. But yeah, can we just take a second to talk about her? And first of all, I wanted to ask you because, well, I know you said you haven't read the books, It books, but with you reading the Dark Tower series, like, I'm just wondering, this whole lore with her, is that from the actual book or are they writing all of this?
So while I haven't read the book I do believe that it goes into the background of Bob Gray, and whether or not Ingrid is a part of that, I don't know. But I do believe that the character of Bob Gray did exist because that's where it got his Pennywise look from. He got it from Bob Gray, who was playing Pennywise the clown. So, and I loved like how they set that up too, where it's like, okay, yeah, why does Pennywise look the way that he does? Like, why does it take that form like of a clown? That's not what. And it was really cool to see the beginnings of it, where it used to take the form of a child. And he's like,
yeah,
oh, I see that you have a connection with the children. They're really
drawn
to you.
Yeah.
And so that's why he kills Bob Gray and assumes the like form of Pennywise. And I thought that was so cool.
Shapeshifter.
Yeah. And yeah, that's what Pennywise is. He takes the form of things that you fear the most, but at first he has to actually get you close in order for you to eat you. So yeah, I do believe Bob Gray is a part of the lore. I don't know if Ingrid is.
Yeah, because when she came out in that costume, I was like, and then she gave the whole plot away of how she was the one that gave the anonymous tip. I'm like, you.
But like, listen, while annoying woman, awful woman, like, if she hadn't shown up the way she did, we also wouldn't have gotten some of the greatest Pennywise moments included still. Like, this episode had so many good Pennywise moments, like, in some of the most traumatic events ever. So, like, Ingrid's fucked in the head because, I mean, and it's very sad because her father was a great dad and was killed when she was a kid. And, you know, he just disappeared from her life. So to see that this mythical thing is walking around Derry dressed as her dad, she's tracing it. She wants to know, like, wait, that's my dad. And so in her twisted mind, she walks up in her periwinkle outfit. And this is outside the black spot at this point. It has chased down one of these white men, who is her husband, by the way. This is her husband.
Yep.
And he straight up slices this guy's head in half and just starts chomping right in front of her.
Like an apple.
Yeah. He's just like, oh! It was horrifying. I'm like, oh my God.
It was bad.
Yeah. And she's just standing there like, Papa, Dad? It's like, and he gives her the look, like, I don't know if you remember the Vine where it's the woman and the kid just walks up and she's like, Daddy? And the woman's like, do I look like your dad? It was that same kind of tone where she's just like, Dad. And he just kind of looks at her like, who?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, like, she gives him a hug and he's like, what the fuck is going on with this? And she's like, oh, wait, you're my dad. And then when she puts together, like, wait, you're not my dad. And it's like, when did that occur to you? When he was munching on brains?
Right.
Did you ever see your dad eat a human?
Right.
And Pennywise walks the fuck in when because he's like,
I'm going to sleep now. I'm going to sleep. And she's like, you're not going to abandon me again. And in that moment, I was like, oh, he's about to fuck her up.
Yeah. And what I love about that is because he would have left her 100%.
Yeah.
He's like, you're not scared of me. You think I'm your dad. Bye, bitch.
Which
like, I'm not
would
gonna
have been a first.
off you.
Yeah.
Right. And so then he turns around, but then she grabs him and she's like, wait, yeah, like you said, don't leave me again.
Mm-hmm.
And then he tastes the fear of abandonment on her.
Yep.
And he's like, oh, I got you now.
Yep.
And so then, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
She says, like, what have you done to my father? And he goes, oh, I ate him.
Just so point blank.
And she's like, what? He's like, yeah, I can feel him right now crawling to get back to his baby girl. And I'm like, oh my God, he's going crazy. It was so fucking cruel.
So unhinged.
Yeah.
So unhinged.
And then he deadlights her. And I'm like, good, take her to the deadlights. Bye. Yeah. You're a fucking awful person.
Yeah, and what's interesting is, again, like, my lore is minimal outside of the movies and this show, but, like, I thought when someone looks into the deadlights, they're, like, done for, or does it just paralyze them?
No. They're kind
because
of
she was
like
alive on the stretcher.
Yes, so it kind of, like, puts them into a trance of sorts, because if we remember from It Chapter 1, Beverly was taken by the deadlights, and...
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And so she's able to come back, of course, but she comes back having seen all of them grow up. And like, so it's like by being in the deadlights, you can kind of like see the future kind of deal. Like, so to me, it just seems like it's kind of like it's Pennywise's like trance that he puts you in to keep you hostage,
it's kind of like layers of probability almost. Like
yeah,
I guess.
So and so if you remember from It Chapter 2, we see Ingrid come back. She's the old woman in the apartment when Beverly goes home.
Oh fuck, that's right.
That's her. So we know that she's alive.
Oh
in
shit.
Some way. Yeah. So maybe not alive, but Pennywise then assumes her too. So yeah, she's still Ingrid's like a part of it. Like, I cannot wait to, when this series finishes, rewatch the series and go right into It Chapter 1 and 2. Like, I cannot wait. So yeah, you would think by this point that the episode's all about Welcome to Derry. It's not. This show is just like mind-blowingly good.
We had to talk about it. I was gonna, suggest that we play around with like plotting out episodes. No, we have to talk about this now, especially since the season finale is coming up. And yeah.
Like, we're filming this on Saturday. The finale comes out tomorrow night.
Yes. Yeah, it does.
Oh my God. And
I can't wait.
Oh, there's gonna be a lot of these kids are gonna die. So yeah, we had to just throw everything at the wall for Welcome to Derry because it's so fucking fantastic.
Well, and the last part to touch on is the ending. The very ending with Will and the phone.
Oh my, scary as fuck. First of all, so Pennywise takes Ingrid into the deadlights and he goes away. He's like, I'm gonna go to sleep now. First of all, the set they have him on, where he's like up to his nose in blood, surrounded by just like limbs and guts and pieces of children. And it's so creepy. And he's just there. He's having his little nappy nap. And then the military burns the pillar and Pennywise's eyes just open. And he looks around like, that was quick.
Yeah.
And then he comes after Will and he plays the like, can you hear me now game.
Yeah.
But yeah, that costume design,
was
dude, exceptional.
It was.
Just the way that he's covered nose down in just red blood. And then he unfortunately does take Will.
Deadlight.
So, and we know that Will is going to come back because Will is Mike's father. Mike Hanlon's father.
Right.
From Chapter 1.
Woo!
So it's also like doubling down on the fact that Will survived the burning of the black spot, only to know, like, we know that he's going to die in a fire.
Right.
Like,
I know.
My God. Just the layering.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's just fuck. So, yeah, I'm very interested to see what this finale holds. The trailer looks like It has. I'm not saying for sure that it's going to tie in the Mist. I don't think it's going to do that much for the Stephen King world, like lore. I don't think it's going to expand that much. But we do see a kind of mist dumping through Derry.
Yeah.
And if you've seen or read The Mist, you know that The Mist takes place in Maine. There's a military base that is experimenting with things that they don't understand. They open a portal to another world, and this world, drenched in mist, spills into their town with awful, horrible monsters inside of it. And I'm like, I don't think they're going to take it that far because that would be a lot to build on top of each other for a last episode. But just the concept of a mist coming through, I'm like, ooh, you got me.
Right.
I'm interested. Have you read or watched that movie?
I've watched the movie. I have the book on my Christmas list.
Ooh,
oh, wait,
okay.
no. Did
I mean,
I pick it up? Wait.
It's a nice skinny one. It's nice and easy.
I
Like,
did
real
pick
quick.
it up. I did pick it up. So I
It's
haven't
so
read
good.
it. It looks like it's a very quick read, though.
Yeah, it's a short story.
106. Yeah. So maybe I will read that to cure my hangover alongside.
Well, good news is that the book does not end the same way as the movie.
Okay.
So
yeah, that ending is
you won't
fucking
be
rough.
left like the movie left you.
That was, the
Like-
dissociation. It's horrible.
I don't think I've ever
Had a reaction.
had to like just sit after a movie like that and just be like,
What did I just put in my brain space?
because that ending was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
But
So if you're welcome to Dairy fans, get ready for tomorrow.
yes,
for the
we hope you
finale.
enjoy.
Yes.
Well, by this time it'll be Monday, so we hope you've enjoyed the finale along with us. We'll be sure to be touching on that afterwards. And yeah, so let's see, what else do we need to touch on? Oh, you might have seen on our Instagram that we have started our 12 days of cryptids.
Woo!
So yeah, like it's just a fun little thing that we're doing every day leading up to the 24th of December. We're just gonna do a couple slides of a famous cryptid from history. And just kind of do a little factoid dump on them.
Show the other side of the festive folklore, you know?
Yes. Yeah. Seeing as we're focusing this month on cryptids, we felt, why not? So yeah. So our first so before we have so much to talk about before we even get into the actual plot of this movie.
We do.
Because we also watched another movie.
Oh yeah, we did.
About another cryptid.
God.
That neither of us had seen, but we were like, oh, this is like a famously, talked about Christmas time horror movie. Let's give it a go. So Rachel and I decided we would watch Jack Frost. Not the Michael Keaton Jack Frost. The Jack Frost that is actually a horror. I put quotations around horror movie.
Yeah.
This movie was so bad, everybody.
So terrible.
This movie was so bad.
So bad.
I wrote out a whole plot for this movie.
Oh, did you really?
I fucking did.
Oh, Megan.
What a movie. Just okay.
God.
I got a shot. One death. Someone just gets run over by a sled and their head comes off.
Yeah.
Jack Frost can move by, like, he can turn into water and then slip through doorways and then form back up into a snowman because of like a radioactive spill that happened. He rapes a woman to death. It's so fucked up.
The dialogue is terrible.
The dialogue is awful.
The special effects of when the chemicals change his DNA.
Oh my God. Straight out of like Jurassic Park.
It was like paint, like original paint in the very early stages of Photoshop, I guess.
It reminded me a lot of like the illustration from like the Rugrats opening.
Oh my God.
It was very like Nickelodeon from the 90s looking.
It was
and like
horrid.
Yeah. And like there's reasons for all of that. Like they had been given a budget of like a lot more money, and then that production company fell through or something. So then the movie got moved to a different one and they slashed the budget substantially. Yeah. So they had to make changes to effects and things like, so like we say that it's terrible, not that it didn't have potential to be good, but budget cuts, all of that jazz, like can obviously affect a movie's final product. Yeah. And they made the best of what they could do, but so if anyone's wondering if you should watch the horror movie Jack Frost, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
I do have some trivia to share from it.
Oh, please.
Are you guys ready? Yeah. We watch bad movies, so you guys don't have to. The film was given complete creative freedom. The original company that agreed to finance the movie went bankrupt just weeks before filming, as Megan just said. The bank oversaw the film, but it left the filmmakers alone. It just wanted a 90-minute movie and a video package. This gave Michael Cooney and the producers complete autonomy with whatever they wanted to do. They didn't have to run anything through anybody, which to them was quite a luxury to have.
I'm sure it was.
It was shot in 18 days, originally written as a straight horror movie with a $30 million budget. So that is a drastic difference because this came out in 1997.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Prism Entertainment offered the producers to make it for $500,000. So that's a drastic
$30 million to $500,000.
Yeah. The original script was loaded with visual effects that the producers took out to accommodate for the low budget. The next thing that happened was they saw the Jack Frost costume, which does need its own moment, and we'll attach a picture in here.
Oh, yeah.
When they saw the Jack Frost costume during pre-production and realized it was goofy and won't scare anyone, they had no more money to fix this. And so Cooney and the producers realized they were going to have to embrace it and rewrote it as a comedy. So...
And you know what? Props to them for pivoting the way that they did. They did the best with what they could, but like, oh my God, absolute insanity. That movie was just crazy.
I will never forget it.
I'm thankful that I already have started to. So, had to bring up the fact that we watched fucking Jack Frost. And honestly, the Michael Keaton Jack Frost is scarier. And that's not even a horror movie. So,
yeah, for sure.
So, without further ado, let us talk about the movie that we're here to discuss today, which is Gremlins. So fun fact, I had never seen Gremlins before we did this, and I was pleasantly surprised with how fun that movie was.
Yes,
yeah.
I love it. Hey, that's one of my comfort movies. I love it so much.
This will no doubt be entering the rotation of like the movies I watch every Christmas. Yay! Because this movie was great. And I mean, the first thing that I knew that I'm like, oh, this movie's got potential is because it was written by Chris Columbus.
Yeah.
Right there.
Okay.
Well, you got me. He's an epically good writer for like children's-esque kind of movies. Mm-hmm. And while this isn't necessarily a children's movie by any means, it is rated PG. This is 1984 ratings, but it's rated PG.
It is, which is crazy.
And like, you gotta figure, like, there's really no, like, there's no blood, there's no gore.
It's just like some gross, gross looking. Yeah,
exactly. But what a fun movie, man. This was such a good time. Like, I had never seen this, and Enzo had never seen this, so we got to watch it together, and it was a cute time.
Yeah.
So it was directed by Joe Dante, written by Chris Columbus, and it stars Zach Galligan, Phoebe Cates, Hoyt Axton, as well as Corey Feldman, which I thought was so funny. It was so cute to see him, little Corey Feldman. Mm-hmm. And just adorable fucking movie. So without further ado, let us dive into the plot of Gremlins, because this movie's a joy. We open up and we meet Rand Peltzer, who is a middle-aged man, and he's in Chinatown in New York looking for a Christmas present for his son named Billy. And now Rand has, he's like an inventor. He's trying to sell his inventions to the clerk of this like Chinatown store that he enters. But while he's trying to like hawk his inventions, he kind of hears and sees this little furry creature in the back, and he's like, I want that. And he's like, I can't. And the owner of the shop is like, I'm not going to sell you that. It takes far too much responsibility. Mm-hmm. And the guy's like, oh, really? Okay. And then the teenage grandson of this older man, he kind of like sidelines his grandfather and is like, hey, man, I'll sell it to you. And he sells this creature to Rand. And the boy tells Rand that there are 3 very important rules when caring for this creature, but didn't say why it's important. He just said they don't like bright lights, don't get it wet, including like don't bathe it, don't let it drink water, and never, ever, ever feed it past midnight. Now, I had always known of these 3 rules, but I had no idea why they applied.
Right.
And boy, did I find out why. So the guy's like, yeah, sure, okay. And now we cut back and we are seeing Billy, who is Rand's son. It is a cold December morning, trying to get his car started, but it's broken down. And so he eventually gives up and sees his friend Pete. And then he talks to another family friend named Mr. Futterman. So we're getting kind of it's kind of setting up the scene of like, this is a very small town, northeastern US, like very small, tight-knit community. Everyone knows each other.
Run-of-the-mill suburbia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Billy walks to work at the bank and he brings his dog Barney with him. And Barney is such a well-behaved, good boy. He like gets under in his little space underneath the desk and he's just being such a good boy. And then while Billy's at work, this fucking old bitch of a woman, Mrs.
What's her
Deagle,
name? Is it Miss? Yeah.
Yeah. She's very mean-spirited, like just stick up her ass for no fucking reason. And she owns the majority of property in town. And you kind of we've started to get the feel that this town is kind of in like a financial crisis. Like it's very economically poor. People are struggling to like make ends meet. And it's assumed that a lot of that is because this woman buys up all the property and charges insane prices for rent. So, wow, back in 1984, this was happening? Whoa, capitalism.
Turn of the times.
Yeah. So, Mrs. Deagle is just fucking coming in like the Karen that she is and tells Billy that his dog destroyed one of her lawn ornaments.
Oh, yeah, she puts the giant snowman head up on the fucking counter. You're mutt!
Yeah. One of my lawn ornaments. But like, great, as if it's like fucking made by snow and you could just make another one.
Right.
And so as she's like mouthing off to Billy, the dog is like, you're not going to talk bad about me or at my husband, my owner that way.
My husband.
My husband, yeah. And she also says that she would rather have the dog put down than pay for the damages. What fucking damages, you old biddy? So the dog, becoming agitated by like hearing this woman's voice, which agreed, he like jumps out from under Billy's desk and like jumps up over to the counter and frightens her.
Yep.
Does not attack her whatsoever. He just jumps over and like frightens her. And she's like, I'm gonna kill that dog. Like she's very Wizard of Oz, like Wicked Witch, like, I'm your little dog too.
Right.
So after this whole commotion, like the bank manager, who's Billy's boss, yells at him for bringing his dog to work, but lets him keep his job. And then after work, Billy goes and stops by the town bar to see his coworker, Kate, who he has a crush on because she works part-time at the bar. And at that moment, I start wondering how old these people are because they're not really in high school, but they're also not in college, which it's like, that's fine. And so like, because Billy, it's set up that Billy is working and like he's kind of the moneymaker of the family and this, that, the other thing. Like, so I got the idea that they were graduated from high school, but still like living and working at home to help support their family. So I don't know, I figure I'd place them at like, she's got to be at least 21, I would think, to work at a bar, but it's also 1984, so she could also be 19. Who knows?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see. Sorry. So Billy goes home, and then Rand gets home as well with the creature and introduces it as a mogwai. And he says that he's named him Gizmo. And I fucking love Gizmo with all my heart and soul. I love that little baby. I love that little baby.
Love him so much.
Or one of my husband's friends, who's also my friend, but his like the nickname that we have for him is Gizmo. And I've never understood why that is. I don't even know if it stems from Gremlins. Next time I see him, I'm going to have to ask him, be like, hey, now that I have context for this.
Right.
Because this man is a fucking gremlin. It is like, he's a great guy, super fun to hang around, but like, he's got chaos energy through and through.
I love it.
So I'm like, oh, I wonder if he's called Gizmo because he's like a gremlin. So I'm gonna have to ask him that now that I've seen this movie.
Funny.
But yeah, Gizmo was just like she's such a cute little baby. You know, so Rand gives Billy the present early because obviously it's a living thing, and he's like, it won't last until Christmas. So gotta give it to him early. And then the mom wants to take a picture of them, so she uses her camera, and the flash frightens the creature. He frightens little Gizmo. And then Rand tells him the 3 rules. So the next day, Billy sees his friend Pete again, and they're like up in Billy's room playing with Gizmo, and then Pete accidentally knocks over a glass of water and gets Gizmo wet. And then at this point, this poor little creature goes into convulsions. And then out of his back, you see like 5 tiny little like pimples form, and then fur balls just like pop out of his back.
Flying.
I'm like, oh my God. And it's so gross. And then, so the fur balls are just kind of like shivering, and they start to grow and grow and grow until they develop into creatures just like Gizmo. So there's more mogwai, and we now know that getting the mogwai wet will cause them to reproduce.
Yep.
And so
from
now
their back.
From their back. And it does not look painless either. Like Gizmo is shaking and whining and crying.
Yes.
Like, this isn't something that's just like the beauty of life. Like, no, he's in pain.
Someone give him an epidural. Jesus.
I know. So Billy goes to tell his father about it, and his dad immediately starts thinking about how he might make money selling them. And at this point, I had to pause, and I'm like, oh my God, this theme of this movie is going to be about animal cruelty and abusing animals in the name of money. Oh my God, this is going to destroy me.
Right. Oh, I didn't even think about warning you.
Yeah, and it's also at that time that I go on to doesthedogdie.com because I'm like, oh, there's a dog, there are these creatures, I'm not trusting this, and thankfully the dog does not die.
Right.
But Does the Dog Die also greatly over-exaggerated what happens to the dog? Because, like, I expected the dog to, like, get beat or, like, have some real bad times, but, like, one thing happens to the dog and he's okay, thankfully.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, Billy brings one of the new mogwai to the local school to have the science teacher examine him. And once there, of course, the science teacher's like, oh, it reproduces with water? Bloop, bloop, bloop. Like, no! So he puts a drop of water on the creature, it gives birth and reproduces another one, and the teacher's like fascinated, and so he keeps this new one for examination, and Billy leaves.
And it's
so
feisty.
This man pissed me the fuck off. This teacher. I'm like, first of all, you're a fucking science teacher, not a scientist. Okay, what are you doing? Like, granted, I understand Billy, like, it's a small town and you only have limited places to go.
Resources.
But, like, yeah, the way that the science teacher, like, just puts on his, like, experimenting cap, like, ooh, I'm just gonna test this animal. Like, no, what are you doing?
Yep.
So Billy discovers upon arriving home that the new creature's personalities are very, very different from Gizmo. Like, Gizmo is cute, he's adorable, playful, friendly, and these new creatures are like mean and nasty, destructive. Like, is this where the term like you're acting like a gremlin comes from? Because I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it at all.
I want to say yes. Like, I want to give this movie credit for that association.
Yeah. Like, as I'm watching this, I'm like, this has to be where that saying came from.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way.
Chaos gremlin.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. Yep.
So one of the new ones, who honestly, I really love the design of all these new ones.
I know.
But he has a white mohawk, so Billy names him Stripe, and Stripe is like a super cool guy.
Stripe!
And he's like the alpha. He's the leader of the new pack.
Yeah, because he's got a fucking mohawk.
Right? He's like, I got a mohawk, I'm badass. So Stripe tries to bite Billy when he goes to pet it as well. So he's like, you're different. And later that night, Billy finds his dog, Barney, and he's like strung up in Christmas lights on the porch. And it's just like, oh my God, this poor dog. And so that's the only thing that happens to this dog.
Right.
Meanwhile, Does the Dog Die says like, oh yeah, the dog is like tormented and tortured by the creatures, but like he's okay in the end. And I'm like, he was neither tormented nor tortured. He was just strung up and he's perfectly okay. Still not how you want to treat a dog, but like, I'm just glad that there was no like real harm done.
Right.
So Billy immediately suspects Mrs. Deagle, but then they're like, well, how did she get in the house? How did she get Barney outside the house without him attacking her? How did she string him up? Like, Billy, the math is mathin'. Okay. You gotta think about this. So because then Billy gets worried about Mrs. Deagle is like coming after his dog, Rand says like he'll take the dog with him when he goes to this inventors convention. So later on, Billy goes to the bar again, and it's like after closing time, it seems like. And Kate's convincing this like drunk man, Mr. Futterman, to walk instead of driving home. And it's like, and it's not that he's driving a car. This man has like a whole tractor.
Yeah.
Outside. And she's like, maybe don't drive the tractor home. And he's like, yeah, that's a good idea. And he stumbles off. I'm like, okay. So Billy walks Kate home, and on the way, she simply just like throws it out there that I don't like Christmas, and then does not explain further. And she gets very defensive when he asks her why. It's like, girl, then why are you just saying that out of the blue? Like, what? Like, not that we're entitled to hear about your traumatic Christmas, but like, you can't say like out of nowhere, I don't like Christmas.
Yeah.
And not expect to BS why. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, come on. But either way, She doesn't say anything. So they get to her house and Billy asks her out and she accepts and it's really cute. Then later that night, Billy's reading and the creatures are like begging to be fed. So he looks over and sees that it's 11:35 and he's like, all right, it's not midnight yet. I'll just go and get you guys some fried chicken. And also, it's just a plate of fried chicken in the fridge. And now, it's so funny. It shows that I've done a good job in making sure we know how to properly store food in our fridge, because sometimes it wouldn't be in an airtight container. And I'm like, we can't store it like this. The whole fridge smells like white rice or whatever, because you put it in a casserole dish and not as airtight. So it was just so funny watching this with Enzo, and they open the fridge and he's just like a plate of fried chicken and he just goes, that fridge has got a stink. I'm like, correct, that fridge definitely stinks. So yeah, he goes to get the fried chicken and he goes to feed them and the rest of the gremlins go to town, but Gizmo's like, nah, I'm good. Also, Gizmo sleeps in the bed with Billy while all of the other ones have like a box that they sleep in. And like there's blankets and things, so like it's not like they're in like a wooden box and it's all like, you know, difficult to sleep in, whatever. They're still comfy and cozy, but Gizmo is the top dog.
Yeah.
So now, meanwhile, we cut back to the school, and the science teacher is, I wanted to wring this man's neck. He is, like, talking to the creature, dehumanizing the shit out of it, and, like, trying to coax him with his, like, arm, and then takes blood from him, which is clearly hurting him, and he's like, oh, you're fine, and he's, like, munching on a sandwich, and then he looks on the wall, and he's like, oh, man, it's late, it's after 2 a.m., I'm gonna go, and then he just leaves the half-eaten sandwich on the table. Disgusting. What are you doing? Throw that shit out in the trash. What, you're going to come back the next morning and now you're just going to have a half-eaten sandwich on your desk?
Unsanitary.
Very. And wouldn't you guess it, the Mogwai just reaches over and has a little munchy munch. So that's not good. So the next day is Christmas Eve, and that morning, Rand has already left with Barney for the convention. And Billy asks his mother to come upstairs because he notices that all of the creatures except Gizmo have been replaced by these like nasty alien-looking cocoons. Like, when I saw these things, I'm like, oh, fucking xenomorphs in there?
Right.
Those things look like the eggs from Alien. What the fuck?
Did not expect that scene at all.
No, not at all. Because, like, I know the look of the, like, turned gremlins, so I know that they had to get that way somehow, but I had no idea how they transformed that way. So seeing this, I'm like, and so his mother asked, like, well, did you feed them after midnight? And Billy looks over at the clock, which still reads 11:35, and he's like, oh no, my wires are chewed up. What happened? So it was after midnight when he fed them. And it's like, oh wow, well, I wonder who chewed up the clock wires.
Yeah.
And so later, Rand calls home from the convention, and like, it's so funny because around him, he's in like this very small telephone booth inside of a building, and he's like surrounded by these wacky, massive inventions, and he's got like this little thing that he's brought. So he's like feeling kind of down about it. He's like, no, this is way out of my league, man. Like, this is not for me. So he's like, I'm coming home early. I'll be home later. And so then I'm like, but wait, so if you had been in that league, you would have just missed Christmas for inventions? Okay.
Right.
I mean, hey, you gotta make money. You gotta make money. So yeah, meanwhile, Billy and Pete go to meet the science teacher at the school, where that creature has also changed, and the teacher refers to it as the pupil stage. And then afterwards, the bell rings, and all the kids leave the school. Then we see that the cocoons are starting to hatch, and that can't bode well. So at Billy's house, there's a terrified poor little Gizmo, and he's hiding inside a football helmet. He's just so little, and he's so cute. He's a poor baby. And so the teacher calls Billy when he's working at the bank and tells him that they've hatched. And so Billy, who is now getting off of work, runs over to the school, and he finds that the creature has killed the teacher and shoved the syringe from the blood tests into his butt. And I say, yeah, that's what you get. That's what you get for testing on animals, you asshole. So I had no sympathy for the dead teacher. So then Billy goes to call for help, and then like this clawed hand like reaches over the desk, and it's just like, what the fuck? So
it was creepy.
It's creepy. So then he chases this creature through the school until we finally get like the full look of him, and this is what the changed Mogwai look like. And so it's no longer soft and fluffy. The creature is now like a reptilian looking monster. It's got sharp teeth. It's a little bit bigger, more malicious, razor sharp claws, like very much deadly.
And walks on 2 legs.
And walks on 2 legs. Correct. So then it busts out of there and escapes.
Horrifying.
So,
I would actually pee my pants if that thing walked around the corner.
I don't do little creatures very well, let alone reptilian creatures.
God.
So, yeah, that'd be a big no for me. So meanwhile, back at Billy's house, the creatures have now like pulled Gizmo from his hiding place and are torturing him.
I know.
And so Billy's mother hears all this commotion upstairs and goes up with a knife because she's a badass. Billy's mom, MV fucking P of this movie.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah, she is like ready at a drop. She's like, that's suspicious. I'm getting a knife instead of just walking up like, oh my God, what's happening up here? And I'm like, hell yeah.
Yep.
So she doesn't see anything but these cocoons that are now empty. And then Billy calls her from school and tells her, like, you got to get the fuck out right now, Mom. And then one of the creatures disconnects the phone and she hears noises downstairs. So then she goes downstairs and sees all of these creatures just like absolutely wreaking havoc and making a mess. But then, like I said, she's the MVP of this movie for a fucking reason. She goes around killing them one by one. So one of them, she shoves in a microwave and microwaves it.
Yes, she fucking does.
She shoves into a blender and turns it on. She uses, so the microwave, so that one explodes, and then she stabs another one. Another was hiding in a Christmas tree and attacks, and like, it's just crazy.
It is. It is.
And then, so Billy kills the last one because he grabs a sword and kills the creature and boots it into the fireplace and burns it. So it's like, these two... Mom is kicking ass, and Billy comes in, he's swinging, he's like, okay, dead, goodbye. And then the fifth creature, Stripe, has escaped. So one has escaped. And now we remember, these ones are smarter. So they're more with it. So Billy has grabbed Gizmo at this point, and they track this other Stripe to the YMCA. And it's like, oh, that's not good. So then they see Stripe jump into the pool, and it's like the pool starts smoking.
It's like slow motion him going into the pool, and he makes this noise. He's like, ah.
That's right.
Like, he does. Jumps into a fucking pool. So we all know where this is going.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, they are smart. So he knows, like, I gotta go find water because I gotta multiply.
Because all my homies were just fucking killed off.
Yeah, they were all murked. So we gotta fucking make more. So yeah, Billy, upon seeing that, like, oh, well, he's jumped into a pool, so this is not good, he gets the hell out of there. Just as, like, literally, there must be hundreds or thousands of these things. And Billy returns home and takes his mom to see a doctor. And then he goes to the police station and tries to, like, tell the cops to do something. And the cops think he's drunk because it's like, I mean, yeah, you're little reptilian creatures.
Right.
And yeah, so ACAB. Then the first calls start coming in about freak accidents and fires that the gremlins are causing. And then the cops go out to check everything out and leave Billy alone at the police station. And it's like, there's nothing clicking that this kid has just come in and said, hey, there's a lot of creatures that are going to be causing havoc. And then they start getting calls and like, oh, that's weird. Idiots. All of them. So, yeah, the gremlins are just, like, completely going ham on this town. Like, they go after a man who's just going to his mailbox. They're tampering with the electrical grid. Like, they're causing car wrecks. They're changing the lights because all the light intersections are now green. So there's just car crashes everywhere.
They attack a Santa.
And then, I love this part, they kill Mrs. Deagle.
They do.
In the funniest fucking way possible.
They do.
Do you remember this? So she's an older woman, so she has one of the stair lifts where you sit in the chair and then it'll bring you up and down the stairs. So she's escaping them on the bottom floor because they've broken into her home. So she goes and sits in her chair and is like pressing the button to go up the stairs to get away from them, not knowing that they've tampered with the wiring. So this thing just fucking sends her up the stairs and through a window. She's dead. Like, this fucking hilarious. Because, like, the only other, like, horror-related thing with the chairlift that I've ever seen is in Annabelle. I don't think it's not Annabelle Comes Home. It's the first one, like, It Origins.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
With the girl who can't walk, and so she has the chairlift. But that's much creepier because, like, it's a whole, like, it controls it much differently. But yeah, I was dying at this. It's so fucking
hilarious.
funny. And then they get into the Futterman snowplow and demolish half his house. They disable brakes on a police car, so when the police are going to help people, they're wrecking their cars.
Yep.
And Pete manages to keep the gremlins at bay from his bedroom window. So Pete's like, he's holding his own.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's like, I tried to warn you guys.
Literally. He's like, I saw this shit coming. I don't know.
Right.
So Billy gets in his car and it starts, and then he goes to the bar to check on Kate, who is being held by the gremlins, and the gremlins are just drinking and destroying the bar. And
I can't
they're
remember
playing cards.
I was gonna say, is it by this point that the one of them has sunglasses on?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they're playing cards. They got fucking shades on.
Yeah, they got shades. They're breakdancing. They're hanging from the fans. They're just like, they're tearing it up. And like, they're throwing shit at Kate, who's just trying to refill all of their drinks.
Yep.
It's just like, girl, what are you doing? Why are you giving them? Oh my God, run. And yeah, so then she notices that she like lights a match for some reason. I forget why. But, that she's lighting the cigarette because they're smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
As well.
Oh, yeah.
So she goes to try to help them light a cigarette, and they get scared of the fire. So she uses that, and she's like, oh, okay, light. So then she starts taking flash photography, and so she finds her way out. Oh no, this is where the sunglasses come in, because she gets to the door, and the door is being blocked by a gremlin wearing sunglasses holding a gun. And Billy arrives and he shines his headlights into the bar, and so she's able to get out and leave with him. But oh my God. So we go back to Rand, who's still on his way home and stops at a gas station to call home and can't get through. And he sells like the smokeless ashtray, which it's just funny. It just like goes to show how bad his inventions are, because smokeless ashtray, and it's just like pouring smoke out of this thing.
Right.
And then Barney barks at him and they continue to drive home. So, but this time now, we're back with Billy. The car's no longer working, so they run for it, get to the bank, and it's also taken over by the gremlins. And they hear like small explosions going off, and it's like, what the fuck? And then Kate now decides to elaborate on why she hates Christmas. She tells Billy the first reason is because when she was a little girl, her father disappeared without a trace on Christmas Eve and didn't turn up on Christmas, which it's like, okay, valid reason to not like Christmas. That sucks. And then she further says, well, he was discovered dead several days later in their chimney where he was dressed as Santa Claus. He was going to surprise her, slipped, broke his neck, and got stuck in the chimney. I'm so sorry, Kate. I hate Christmas all you want. I apologize for everything. That's fucking awful. So after telling the story, they notice that like this calm has washed over town and all the lights are on, and it's like interesting. So they've retreated. They've retreated to somewhere dark. And that is what leads us to the movie theater, where they're all inside watching Snow White and singing along. They're all singing hi ho, hi ho. It's so cute. And I think Billy goes in and finds them and comes out, and she's like, well, what are they doing? And he goes like, they're watching Snow White.
Brought with like popcorn.
Yeah, it was killing me. It was just so funny that they're singing hi ho and they haven't heard it before ever. So then Billy and Kate go down into the basement and turn on the gas, and then they like pile up papers and newspapers and things. We're figuring out they're gonna destroy the movie theater and burn all the creatures inside of it. And just as they're leaving, they're detected by the gremlins and go after them. So Billy still has Gizmo, and then Kate's with them, and they flee out the back door with the gremlins right on their tail. They manage to barricade the door and trap all the gremlins inside, and then after a few minutes, the gas leak does eventually cause a big explosion, and all the gremlins inside are killed. There's one left! Good old Stripe! Stripe cannot be killed! So he's in the window with his fucking mohawk. I swear, like, I know I've only watched this movie once, but I just keep envisioning how adorable a gremlin's tattoo would be, and I'm like, don't do that. What is the reason? And I'm like, because it's cute. And I'm like, that's true, it's enough. That's good enough reason.
Just get some swag.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm so sad for all of the decades that I never got to watch this movie, because I would have been obsessed with this movie for my whole life. And so they chase Stripe into this department store, and because he had left the theater to get food and saw the explosion happen. So he's like, children. And so they, of course, know, like, okay, Stripe cannot get away again because, like, there's one left. We kill him, they're gone for good. So Billy takes a bat and goes looking for Stripe, and Kate gets into the back rooms and starts looking for, like, lights or anything that they can use to their advantage. So Stripe uses items he finds in the store to attack Billy, like a tennis ball launcher, a crossbow, a chainsaw. Because all department stores have crossbows and chainsaws.
Why not?
They don't carry that at your Macy's. So in the back room, but I will say, granted, Sears did always have a section of all of these tools. So you know what? I'll give it to them.
Yeah, you used to, for Christmas, you used to have to order through the catalogs. You used to have
That's
to,
right.
like, Sears catalog.
Way back when. So Kate finds a set of, like, circuit breakers and starts just, like, turning stuff on and all this. So we get, like, music, some lights, and a water fountain. And it's like, oh, we know that's not good. So Billy is like, Stripe's got Billy on his back, and he's using this bat, which I couldn't tell if it's a metal bat or a wooden bat, but he's defending himself with a bat from Stripe's chainsaw, and it's, like, cutting through it. But I'm like, if that's a wooden bat, why did you think that would work?
Right.
But either way, the lights come on and Stripe runs away. And now we see that, like, dawn is visible in the east. You know, the sun's coming up. And so it's Christmas morning. Merry Christmas. Rand and Barney are finally back into town. And Barney breaks the broken window of the store and jumps out of the car and runs into it. And then so Rand follows him inside. Gizmo, who was in Billy's backpack, has left. And he's now roaming around the store. Gizmo and Barney meet again, and he's just so cute. I love it. So and then one of the best things in this fucking movie, Gizmo is just driving around the department store in a little RC car. And it's so cute. He's just zooming around. He's Tokyo drifting around the store. It's so cute. It reminded me of Toy Story 2 when all of the toys are in that toy car and they're zipping around the toy store. It's just so cute. But also, Gizmo and Barney are kind of like a team now. So, like, Gizmo's riding around on this car and, like, weaving around Barney's feet. And you can see this dog actor, like, jumping and getting startled by this car around his feet. It's just so funny. So they finally locate Stripe, who has seen the water fountain. And he's also found the gun sale counter because...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So Billy runs into, like, this garden area with the fountain and finds Stripe just ready to jump back in and get reproducing. And then Stripe attempts to shoot Billy and misses. But then Gizmo comes on in and drives his car up this, like, a shovel that's leaning down. So he makes a jump, flies through the air, and hits the window shades, and then they all roll up, letting in the sunlight, and kill Stripe. So it's just like, yeah, Gizmo! And then as Billy watches, a Stripe melts into, like, this puddle of ick and falls into the water. So now Kate and Rand arrive as well and see all of this mess, and Stripe's decaying body jumps out of the fountain. One last scare, but due to the sunlight, he collapses.
And it's grotesque. Like, it's grotesque looking.
It is. It's very much like Raiders of the Lost Ark, kind of melty face. But I just love it. It just, like, made me think of Scream, because it's like after they kill Billy, it's like, this is usually a point in the movie where the villain comes back for one last scare.
Right.
That's exactly what happened. So with Stripe destroyed, they all return home. And then, so later that evening, Christmas, the family's watching the news about the destruction, and where it's just described as, like, oh, these unexplained accidents and fires, so weird. And then they get a knock at their door, and they're like, oh, that's strange. And they open it up, and the owner of the Chinatown shop that Rand bought Gizmo from, he arrives, and he's like, once again, I'm the only one who can be trusted to take care of this thing. Give it back.
Right.
You fucked up.
Yeah.
And so this man he's very irritated by Western society. He's like, you guys just can't fucking be responsible about anything. Like, you can't follow the rules for anything. And so I'm like, this movie is very layered in that sense, as far as, like, having themes of, like, animal testing and cruelty towards animals, as well as, like, just the way that Western society and white people just decide to take whatever they want and not pay attention to the people who know what they're talking about and think that they know better or they're fine. They can do it because they have the gusto to do it. Like,
i.e.,
yeah.
Welcome to Derry.
Yeah. So I will say, watching this movie back to back with Welcome to Derry, I was like, well, shit.
Well, damn.
All right. So given that, I'm like, this broke my heart, honestly.
Yeah.
The man, Mr. gives Rand Rand paid $200 for this animal, by the way, in 1984. So that's got to be double what it would cost today. So this man just spent $500 on this animal.
He's like trying to make ends meet as an inventor, but you're gonna
I'm
go,
like, whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So Mr. Wing takes Gizmo back with him, and before he goes, he tells Billy that one day he might be ready to become the creature's caretaker. And the movie ends with a voiceover from Rand telling viewers that if they have any unexpected or electrical or mechanical problems, they should be alert for gremlins. And that's the end of the movie. So yeah, I was heartbroken and devastated that Gizmo is given back.
I know.
But it makes sense. It completely. It's like, you're not responsible enough to take care of this creature, so I'm taking it away
the little
from you.
singing, the singing. It's so sweet.
Cutie little boy. I love him. So yeah, it was really sad watching him get taken away. But I'm like, I know that there's sequels, so my hope is that he comes back and he gets to be reunited.
There is a sequel. It's been a long time since I've watched it. I want to say it's equally unhinged and definitely worth a watch. There's like 2 specific clips that just send me for a loop every time. So if you watch it, we will revisit that.
I definitely want to watch the sequel to this because
I think you should.
I was also texting my friend Kim while I was watching this, who's seen this, and I have a feeling it's from the sequel, but it's not really a spoiler. But she asked me if the girl gremlin had shown up yet, and I was like,
"Oh yeah,
no." So I have a feeling that's the sequel. But yeah, I just thought it was hilarious. So for some IMDb fun facts about this movie. The set for Kingston Falls, where all of this takes place, is actually, if it looked familiar to you, it's because it's the same set used for Back to the Future. And because they were both filmed on the Universal backlot. Yeah. Because I had that it was like very like minute recognition. I was like, wait, why do I feel like I've been here before? Like, this feels familiar somehow, and it's because it was Back to the Future. So that's really cool. Yeah, an earlier idea was that they were going to have monkeys play the gremlins. But when they went to do the test monkey, the monkey panicked when they put the head on him. So they were like, all right, can't use monkeys.
Right.
But like,
understandably.
But like, what a like real world example about what this movie was about. Like, animals don't want to be made show ponies a lot of the time. So don't force them to be. Otherwise, they're going to act out. And that's exactly what happened with their test monkey. So, just very interesting. So, another fun fact. So, while the gremlins and like Gizmo don't really speak too much, they are like you said, like they sing a little bit. They have little sound effects and vocal like noises that they make. I know you probably know who did it. For anyone who does not know, Howie Mandel recorded Gizmo's lines for foreign dubs of the movie, where like localized dialogue and in-jokes helped to make it successful worldwide. That threw me. I'm like, wild? Howie fucking Mandel?
Yep. Because I don't want to say this is where because I can't remember when his work really started. I think that this was a pretty pivotal mark for him.
Interesting.
I think. Okay. Don't quote me on that, but I think that this was kind of helped get his foot in the door, maybe.
Awesome. And let's see. It was released the same day as Ghostbusters. So I have a feeling that's why it's become more of a cult classic than it was like a hit in theaters, because obviously there's no doubt that Ghostbusters dominated that.
100%.
No doubt.
100%.
But man, what a double feature that would have been if like Barbenheimers existed back then. Like Grembusters. Yeah. Like, double feature of Grembusters. And let's see. So Chris Columbus, who was the writer, there were a few drafts that they went through, and his original version actually had the gremlins killing Barney, and cutting off the mom's head and tossing it down the stairs. But the production company and the director were like, let's tone that back. We want this to be like more family-friendly movie. I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. The puppets, like the Gizmo puppets, constantly broke down because they were so small. And so when the gremlins are torturing Gizmo, they have him like pasted to a wall and are throwing darts at him.
Darts.
And because this scene was only included, it was included on a list that the crew created known to them as the horrible things to do to Gizmo list because they hated the puppets so much because it gave them so many problems. So the only reason that scene exists is because the workers hated the fucking Gizmo puppet. Like, oh, I'm so sad.
I do feel like we need to give a shout out to the Flasher gremlin.
Oh.
Wait, is that in the second one? I hope I
Like I said, I only seen this the once, so it might be in this one. I can't remember.
I think that there's like a clip of when they're causing chaos and there's a gremlin. He's got sunglasses and a trench coat on and he turns around.
I can't.
Gremlin, Flasher, I'm checking to see. Look, they even have a puppet of him.
Oh my God. Fucking Stripe. Oh no, that's the Flasher. Jesus.
There's a Gremlins wiki. So, so the Flasher, he is in both films, but here's his, hold on.
Oh, we could put up a screen grab too, but that was
the
great.
Cigarette. The Flasher
he's
gremlin
smoking. Is
a gremlin that appears throughout the Gremlins franchise. As gremlins lack genitalia, however, the Flasher seemed to lack the ability to shock others, instead putting on a show for fun.
So funny. So yeah, another cool fact. So both the Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, as well as Gremlins, are credited with inspiring the Motion Picture Association to create the PG-13 rating. So this is like one of the things that kind of got them thinking, like, because there was literally PG and R. And so like that's a big jump. So this kind of got them talking and thinking about making that PG-13 rating.
Really?
So like kind of the middle ground, yeah.
I did not know that.
Wow. The first movie to be released with the PG-13 rating was Red Dawn, which I've never seen the original, but I saw the remake with Josh Hutcherson and Chris Hemsworth. And that was pretty good. So that was I think that's kind of interesting. Yeah, Steven Spielberg was an executive producer on this, so that's definitely big time win for them. So when we see Mrs. Deagle, when like we're in her home before she dies, we see that she's like she's a cat lady. She's got a ton of cats. And she has 5 cats. They are all named after different kinds of currency. They are named. You never realized this? Yes.
No.
I caught on to this because one of them was named Drachma. And I'm like, oh, that's a weird name. Okay. And then another one I saw, she named it, she like calls them ruble. I'm like, this bitch has named her cats after money.
Gosh.
So her cats' names are Kopek, ruble, peso, drachma, and dollar bill.
Oh my God.
Which,
just straight up.
As capitalist and awful as those names are, I would die if I ever met a cat in real life named Dollar Bill.
Dollar Bill.
I think out of all of those names, Dollar Bill is the most cat name out of them all. But I'm like, that's insane. What a great detail. And then, so after the film came out, the director was like quoted as being like, I still have no idea why this is successful. So he has no idea why people love this movie, and I have no idea how he can think that way after watching this, because this is delightful.
A Christmas classic, a Halloween classic, an all year round classic. If you have not watched Gremlins, we implore you to please watch it and add it into your family holiday rotation, because that's what we do in this house.
Yes, it is a joy to watch. Oh yeah, I got triggered in this movie because, okay, listen, I went into previously how one of my biggest fears is clowns. Number 2 on that list is E.T., the extraterrestrial.
Oh, yeah.
Ever since I was a child, he has terrified me. I watched that movie and I was horrified, and my parents never understood why. I'm like, he is a freaky looking alien. What do you mean? Like, yeah.
I know exactly where you're going with this.
I'm an E.T. hater. So I was triggered as fuck because one of the Gremlins, as like a reference to Steven Spielberg, one of them says phone home, and there's like an E.T., like stuffed E.T. doll at one point. I like immediately, I'm like, no,
sorry.
I had to look away. I was like, I can't do it.
I'm so sorry.
It's like, I have such a visceral reaction to that alien. And I love alien movies.
Yeah.
Like, I will
Not that
seek
one.
out abduction movies, but there is something about him. He just,
He's the most innocent.
Gollum is a cuter creature than E.T. I'm sorry. No, I can't. The way the neck elongates when he gets scared. No, absolutely the fuck not.
It's probably because his body kind of looks like a nutsack a little bit.
He looks like a giant walking nutsack, and he's just got his flabby little titties are just like layered on his body, and he's got his little feet and he's wobbling around. Oh God, I hate it. So you want to hear a funny story? I don't know if I've told you this. So when I was in college, I met one of my best friends, Ashley, in college, and we roomed together our sophomore year. And so we both loved just ragging on each other as friends do. And so one night we turned off all the lights, we were going to bed, and then we had like the setup. Obviously every school is different, but the way that our room was set up, we essentially had both of our beds on either side facing the same way. So we kind of like, if we were both turned the same way, we could see each other.
Yeah.
And pitch black. I say goodnight and I don't hear a word from her. I'm like, Ashley? And she's just silent. And then I hear the covers shift and I hear her feet hit the ground. And I'm like, Ashley? And I just hear her, the pattering up close to my bed. And I'm like, what? And then I hear E.T. phone. I fully slapped her across the open hand, slapped her across the face. And of course she's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It was a reflex. I would never want to hit you, but you can't do that. So she never did that again.
I'm crying because I'm just picturing you fucking backhanding E.T.
Yeah. Just open hand, boom, just right across the face because I'm like, I'm not playing that shit. Do not. So yeah, we laugh about it now. It was hilarious, like at the time, and like I didn't seriously hurt her, so it was fine. But like she just crawled back into her bed, and I'm like, that's why you don't do that. And she's like, okay, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that.
Have you seen the videos of that girl who has a visceral fear of Jafar and her friends? Have you seen that? Her friends, one of their friends dressed up as Jafar and kicked open the door and they said, we are going to eradicate this fear from you. And then they put on like a play and they caught, who's the voice actor that did Jafar?
Is that Jim Cummings?
I think so.
I think it is.
They got I guess they connected with him and had him record and voiced over as their other friend was dressed up as
diabolical. That I don't think I would be friends with any of those people after that. Like that is different than doing like a funny little prank on your friend. Like that's too much. Like, no, that is not exposure therapy. That's just straight up trauma triggering. Like, do not. Oh my God, the poor girl. So yeah, I don't fuck with E.T. Honestly, I think it's like the biggest part of it was like it has stayed in my mind when it's the shot of him when he's like sickly on the riverbed and he's just white.
Yeah.
No. No, I don't know why parents feel the need to show that to their children.
Yeah, that was a children's
That is
movie.
not a child's movie. Like, they bring him away for testing and abuse and all of this awful stuff. I'm like, this is not a children's movie. This is not. I mean, that can be said about many, many, many of the movies that came out in the 80s and early 90s. Like,
yeah.
I mean, what business did we have watching Brave Little Toaster? None.
Oh my God.
None. That movie's traumatic for adults.
Yeah. The whole car scene, that haunts me.
Yeah.
It haunts me.
I think it's, what is it? Lampy? Is that the one?
Yes. Yeah.
He gets put through it, like the vacuum. Like, anytime I'm like, oh, nostalgia, maybe I would watch that. No.
Iron Giant.
That's another one I saw as a kid and never went back.
Yeah. That one's hard.
Yeah, that's a great one though. And I know that that's like Vin Diesel as well. So many, like, even I've been seeing like clips of Land Before Time even.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, if any of you guys have been on TikTok and if you've been grasped by the neck by the drag path trend, I'm with you. I'm suffering with you. I've got you. Because have you been in the drag path trend?
What is that?
So it's a 21 that has, I think it is,
Let me look
And
it
it's
up.
people that are making edits using this song, Drag Path, that's essentially from what I gather, it's talking about this person who has died, I believe,
Mhm.
and it's, like, them singing about, like
Uh, yeah, I see
talking
it.
about how they didn't leave on purpose, they wish they could stay, like,
And
I was not
someone fucking did it to Land Before Time, didn't they?
Yep. Oh, of course. Of
Oh
course. Like,
my
they've done it to
god.
Land Before Time. They've done it to just dinosaur fossils. They are doing it in real life things like architecture and museum pieces, things about humanity,
Mm,
doing drag
yeah.
pat but also doing movies and characters. Like, it has just had me in a death grip for the last week. And, like, our friend Mac, I've been talking to her and sending them to her. I'm like, "Mac, I can't do this anymore. The drag
Yeah.
path's got me. I can't."
Well, and it's hard because the day and age that we're living in, dealing with like the influence of AI and how we're in this really weird tech era. It's
Mhm.
really like it makes my skin crawl
Yeah, I
because
don't like
we're
it.
not doing anything productive with it.
Mm-mm.
All these data centers are being thrown up and like harming the environment and the kids, like I keep seeing these videos of these teachers that there was an 8th grade history teacher and was like, my kids are reading at a kindergarten level.
Yeah.
So yeah, that whole trend, it's so unsettling for so many reasons of like we're living through real time of like grieving this era of existence that is no longer around. So
Yeah. I've been with the holiday season upon us, of course, like, we're in the throes of it.
yeah.
I've seen a lot of TikToks of people talking about because of all this the world,
Mhm.
how it's like it's hard to get into the spirit. It doesn't feel like festive. It doesn't
Mhm.
feel this way or that way. And like a lot of us millennials like yearn for the Christmases we had as kids and being able to provide that either for our own kids, our friends' kids,
Yeah.
who have you, like whether you're a teacher, a parent, an aunt, an uncle, what have you. Yeah, it's just like it's a very odd time, a really weird time. I even just saw a TikTok this morning that, like, not to go into the politics of it all, but like there was a bill or something proposed that would have put restrictions, like allowed states to put restrictions on how AI is used or something, and
Mm.
that got turned down. Like it was going to
Mhm.
prevent like political deep fakes and things like that, but now deep fakes are coming out about like the president and like
Mhm.
all this kind of
Mhm.
stuff. So I'm like, hey, maybe that's the place we got to get. These people have to unfortunately use this awful tool in order to
Yeah.
put all of this back on the people that aren't doing anything about it to be like, hey, you're susceptible to this, by the way.
Right. Right.
You're
Right.
not immune from this, just so you
Absolutely.
know.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's a very odd, weird time to technologically in the
Mhm.
history of the US. 2026 is gonna be a year.
Yep.
For sure.
On the
Um
positive, it's in Chinese astrology, it's the year of the fire horse next
ooh,
year. So this was the year of the snake, kind of like shedding your skin, letting go of things that, this old shell of yourself. And that applies like on a world scale too.
mm,
So year of the fire horse, get ready to, if you have been like working towards things, fucking get ready for it to take off. So on a
yeah.
positive note, circling back to all of that, if you're feeling kind of blue this Christmas, dig into your nostalgia roots and remember the things that you enjoyed doing as a kid.
Yes.
If that means watching Gremlins, then watch it.
Hell yeah. And I love that you've pulled it in because I definitely want to make sure I bring up this as well. I know that I've talked to you separately and you haven't been aware of him,
Mhm.
but I know that there's some of our listeners have definitely watched him. But I want to take a moment to shout out to Markiplier, who has been a YouTuber since like the OG days in like the 2000s. Like he was one of the first people to start doing Let's Plays. He's gained a massive following. It's got to be upwards of 8 million people following him
Mm.
at this point. He's just massive. He's an incredibly good person from everything that I've seen about him online. And he has been working the last 3 years to get this movie made that's based off of a video game. And the movie is called Iron Lung. And I'm going to try not to cry. So I love that you talked about this year shedding your skin, next
Mhm.
year, just like keep working towards what you want to, things things could come up, things could grow. The potential is all there. And so he's been doing promotions for his movie, Iron Lung, that comes out January 30th, I believe. And he put out a video that's like 10 minutes long, just talking about how thankful he is to his community for believing in him, for bearing with him while he's been putting so much time into this project. And in real time, he's talking about how originally upon release, they were signed on for about 50 theaters across the US for this to open in. So it's very limited. It's an independent movie. They're literally funding this themselves. And over time, it has gone up to over 1,000 theaters.
Wow.
With more being added every single day.
Wow.
And it just just listening to him and seeing him have like this incredibly emotional moment where he's going to even like the show times for his theater in the town he grew up in, and he's looking, and every single showing that whole weekend is sold out.
Wow.
And so I was like, me and Enzo were like, well, we're definitely going to go see this. And it's like, okay, like the closest theater is like 20 some odd miles away, but we can make a date of it, go get dinner, what have you. And then I'm like, okay, great. And then I looked again the next day to go and get tickets. And Alamo Drafthouse picked up this movie. If you are not a cinephile or don't know how like the mass scale of theaters, Alamo Drafthouse is like the top place to watch a movie. They have strict rules against talking. Like if they catch you talking, they will kick you out. Like there is no playing around with like people on their phones or doing this and that. Like they are insanely strict about people watching the movie. So it's been growing in popularity, and one opened up here in Boston like maybe a year or two ago. But just it really hit me because like the two of us have been working very hard. And while it's not been as consistent the last few months, we've been working really hard since March. And that says, so we're going on like almost 10 months of doing this show. And there will be times when it's like, yeah, our follower count's low. We don't get more than 20 or so plays on an episode at a time. But like just watching this edit of Markiplier and his history of back when he started YouTubing up to where he is now at his own movie premiere. And he's like, it's taken a lot of time to get here, but I'm just so thankful to all of you. And just, you have to just keep plugging at it. You just have to keep working at it. And it's just like we've talked about like the world around us and everything. It's incredibly easy to get so bogged down and just feel so isolated and stuck and not unmotivated and like what's the point of it all. And just, oh my god, the way that this has lit a new fire under me going into this new year for us, for my own photography, just like what a goddamn inspiration, Markiplier. Goddamn. So like if you see this, I just want you to know that like it has hit down to the smallest of creators like us. Like I was in tears watching these edits about him because it's just, it goes to show like he's been doing this for over 10 years. And like, yes, he's grown in viewership on YouTube and he's been able to do a ton of amazing stuff, but like to produce, direct, write, edit, star in his own project of this scale and to have it explode to where it is now, like, man, anything's possible. And you just gotta keep following your passions, keep chasing it, don't give up on yourself. Like it really inspired me with everything going on in the world and how like shit's scary and it's gonna keep being scary until something changes, who knows what. But yeah, so we hope that even just listening to this helps to get you through that kind of time. I mean, we're in the midst of depression season, of seasonal depression. So like it's tough enough. And then of course the holidays, just like Kate in the movie, like people have trauma around Christmas. It's not always a happy time of year for everybody. And so yeah, any ounce of enjoyment or happiness or laughter or creativity, personal growth, like just any small step is worth it. It always will make it worth it. Just because you are not seeing thousands of views and you're not hitting the algorithm and immediately jumping and getting hundreds of subscribers, like that's fine. Your day might come. Our day might come where we post a reel or something and it takes off. Like I know that's Fantasy Fangirls. They put in a fuck ton of work to their podcast and they've got popular by putting in that work, and also the algorithm picked them up and showed them to who they needed to get shown to further propel them and inspire them to do more. So it's like, it's just, I'm taking this time to like really just take in how like thankful I am to have this and to have you and to like be where we are and doing this together and keeping working at it with when we're having our own personal days. Whether you're getting a new job, you're going to school, you're pursuing a hobby, whatever. It's just I fucking love being able to do this. I'm so glad we just like decided to go for it. And I'm just really, really, really excited to see what next year brings for us. Because I mean, we've already gotten Connor and Maddie on it, and that was so fun. I am so looking forward to seeing who else we might be able to get on this show. Because our goals are sky high for that. We've got high expectations for who we want to have on this thing. But yeah, anyone that we can get on here, I look forward to it, and I'm just really excited. So I didn't mean to get sappy, but Markiplier, you're a fucking inspiration, and it has come at such an important time personally in my life, and I didn't realize how much I needed to hear everything that he was saying. So
I love that. I just want to piggyback off of you for a minute, because I think that it is so incredibly important to not only honor all of that and recognize that, how the times that we are experiencing, not just in the United States, but on a global scale, we are living through the history that we're writing, right? Every movement that has happened throughout history that we've read about and been like, wow, I can't imagine going through that. It is the creatives and it is the artists that continue the ripple effect of hope and inspiration, because there is just something about the human soul and creativity that pulls that one AI will never be able to do.
Never.
I am happy to say that I think that we are finally on the other side where a lot of people have already become burnout on AI. That might be a little delusional. I'm holding hope to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is. I am insanely grateful for this project with you.
Yeah.
We also will share our little Spotify wrapped little blurb for all of you that have listened to us and, have made us a part of your routine that, like Megan said, hopefully we can inspire something in you, whether it's something, just kind of talking about gremlins and inspire you to go watch something you haven't watched in a long time and rekindle that inner child. And the minute you stop creating is the minute that you put your light out. So don't ever stop. Buy physical media, as Megan always says. Support physical media. Support your local theater. We're at such a pivotal time in creatives that
it's scary time for movies right now with this whole Netflix buying HBO business. It's terrifying, especially where Welcome to Derry is an HBO product. So I'm terrified for that as well. So yeah, definitely keep going to your movie theater if you can. It's expensive. It's a luxury, unfortunately. But take advantage of those matinee deals, man. Some of those matinee deals can be pretty good.
If you have local comedy clubs, if you have local theater troupes, actors, your local indie artists, your local bookshops, stay away from big business as much as you can. And remember that this holiday season is about what brings you joy and not buying random shit off the shelf.
Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'll just wrap that up with, I will continue to yell into the ether to go and watch movies in a theater. I understand that, as I've said, it has become at this point a luxury because it's so expensive, and it's unfortunate for that. But also, it's the theater experience cannot be overstated. And I do understand that there are many, many theaters where people have reported on their very poor experiences, and I am so fucking sorry that anyone has ever made a theater experience for you negative. But also, get your butt out of that seat, go get someone and tell them that someone's making a problem. I understand that it's hard to speak up to that person directly, and if you can't do that, there are people paid to do that for you.
Right.
So you might miss a couple minutes of that movie, but I'm telling you, it's going to be so much more worth it to miss 5 minutes than have a bad experience watching a movie that you've been looking forward to. They're re-releasing Endgame in theaters, and people are assuming they're re-releasing it before Doomsday comes out. And I just think back to the Endgame experience. I don't know if you saw that opening weekend when that came out. Avengers Endgame. That is probably my number one theater experience. And number two would be Breaking Dawn Part 2. Because for reasons. And I don't want to go into it because in case my friend's watching that hasn't watched it, I'm watching Breaking Dawn Part 1 and 2 with her on Friday. And I cannot spoil for her what's happening in that movie. So yeah, like theater experiences though, they can be fucking awesome. So please keep going to your local theater.
I did see something about they are re-releasing Lord of the Rings next year.
Oh, I have my ticket.
So yeah, guys, like maybe we'll add that into our repertoire. Maybe we'll just add like movies that are coming out that you guys may not know about that you should probably go see in theaters.
Yeah, totally. No, they are for the first time ever releasing the extended editions of Lord of the Rings in theaters. Because obviously when they were released in the 2000s, those were theatrical releases. Now, unfortunately, they do split it. So you have to buy a ticket for each movie. So it's like Friday, Saturday, Sunday kind of deal. So I'm going to see Return of the King. I'm not going to see Fellowship or Two Towers just because I'm like, hey, as much as I would love to spend, $120, $130 to go see all these movies, I simply can't.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to have to pick one.
So yeah, we'll be going to see Return of the King. And I'm going to cry like a fucking baby. And I can't wait. Because that's, I'm like, ooh, you know what? I'm going to go for the most emotionally impactful movie, actually. Between Theoden dying and the actor is now deceased, like, to the ending with I'm gonna be a fucking mess. But yeah, they will have to drag me kicking and screaming out of the theater. I will picket in front of a theater if they're gonna close it. I will do everything in my power to support theaters being open because streaming is not our history. It simply is not. It can't be.
And it can't be. It can't be.
Yeah, it simply can't be. So we have gone and ranted so much.
But all great stuff.
It's all great stuff. It's all great stuff. Next week, we're going to be coming back with yet another Cryptid. This one is one that I saw for the first time, I want to say 5 or 6 years ago. I saw this movie for the first time. It did only come out, I think, in 2015. But I didn't see it until a couple of years later, and it genuinely scared me.
For sure.
Yeah. And we'll, of course, go into those details at that time. But I hope you're all ready and can prepare and watch Krampus, because that's what we're doing next week. We are watching Krampus starring, God, the cast of that movie.
Stacked cast.
Which also made me so confused as to why I hadn't seen that movie before. I'm like, this cast is fantastic. How did I not see this? So yeah, we'll go into Krampus next week, and we'll have more after that to wrap up our Cryptid Christmas. So we hope you've enjoyed listening this week. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We wish you all the best. Hope that you can keep a tissues nearby for Welcome to Derry tomorrow. Or of course Monday. Hope you're all waking up this morning, not hungover from sobbing all night or something from what's going to happen. But yeah, so we will catch you next week. And for Blood, Books, and Binge Watching, I am Megan.
And I'm Rachel.
See you next time.